Hello, this short video will address one of the topics that we have discussed in chapter 4, which is changes in equilibrium due to shifts in demand and supply curves. So we're starting with an equilibrium situation. Supply is intersecting demand, and buyers and sellers have already agreed upon the price at which they will exchange the market good. So buyers are going to buy Q1 quantity from sellers at price P1, and the sellers will sell Q1 quantity of muffins to buyers at the price of P1. Now let's consider a shift in the demand. Okay. We know there are shifters or causes of shift on the demand side of the market, and when demand shifts, the equilibrium will change. We would have equilibrium price, equilibrium quantity changing, and when the market settles to a new equilibrium point, we will have a new equilibrium price and new equilibrium quantity. Let's now consider a shift in demand, which is caused by an increase in the price of donuts. Let's consider that muffins and donuts are substitutes. Increase in the price of donuts would mean in the market of donuts, quantity demanded of donuts will fall. But that also means muffins and donuts being substitutes, some of the consumers might find muffin to be a less expensive option. Some of the consumers might want to switch to consuming more muffins than before, switching away from the market of donuts. So the demand curve for muffins would shift to the right. Now this change leads to an increase in the equilibrium price from P1 to P2 and an increase in the equilibrium quantity from Q1 to Q2. Now how did we reach this new equilibrium? When the demand curve shifts to the right from D1 to D2, at the original price level P1, you can observe there should be a shortage. So how this shortage goes away and the new equilibrium point is restored. Market forces will move upward along the demand and supply curves until the shortage is eliminated and we reach the new equilibrium at P2 and Q2. When there is a shortage, buyers realize that if they are willing to accept a few extra dollars for a few extra units of goods, then they can get few extra units of goods by spending a few more dollars. So sellers are willing to increase quantity supplied along the supply curve. So both of them interacting together, buyers and sellers, leads to the outcome that the shortage is eliminated. So at a little bit higher price, the shortage shrinks and it keeps shrinking. When buyers are okay with paying a little bit higher price and sellers increase the quantity supplied, so the shortage starts shrinking and we are led up to the new equilibrium point, which connects P2 and Q2, the new equilibrium price and the new equilibrium quantity respectively. When there is a shift in demand and supply, before we reach the new equilibrium, there will be a shortage or surplus at the previous price, considering the new demand or the new supply curve. Now let's consider the fact that there has been some technological advancement in producing muffins. So let's consider some new technology of producing muffin has come up. So we know that that should shift the supply curve to the right. So with the new technology, production costs will be lower and production will be more profitable. Originally, the supply curve and the demand curve S1 and D1 were intersecting each other at P1 and Q1 at this point. When supply shifts to the right from S1 to S2, the new point of equilibrium is P2 and Q2. So at the original equilibrium price, there would be a surplus, but market forces lead to elimination of this surplus, and we see there's a new equilibrium point with new equilibrium price P2 and new equilibrium quantity Q2. New equilibrium quantity Q2 is higher than Q1, and the new equilibrium price P2 is lower than the original equilibrium price P1. So we see a decrease in the equilibrium price, but an increase in equilibrium quantity because of this rightward shift of the supply curve. Now let's consider two of these two shifts happening at the same time. Okay, so price of donut increases and new technology reduces production cost. So both curves would shift, okay, and both shifts are to the right from the original equilibrium point. So demand shifts from D1 to D2, and supply shifts from S1 to S2. Equilibrium quantity rises, but the effect of price is ambiguous. So if demand increases more than supply, equilibrium price rises. So both pictures considered, there has been a definite increase in equilibrium quantity, but the effect of price is ambiguous. You can increase and decrease the size of the shift for the supply and the demand curve, and that would cause an ambiguous change in the price. Okay, so if supply increases more than demand, then price goes down. If demand increases more than supply, price goes up, equilibrium price goes up. Now, we know there are causes of shifts. So all the cases that we have learned, all the examples, we can use them to understand how equilibrium quantity and price would be affected if demand increased, if supply increased, if demand increases in the market, supply increases in the market, if demand decreases, if supply decreases, if both demand and supply increase, if both of them decrease, and if demand decreases and supply decreases, and if demand decreases but supply increases. So all are these variations of the shifts that need to be understood, and that is one way to analyze market outcomes. So that's it for now. We will continue on in our class meeting this discussion. Thanks for watching.